What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Musicians Force Podcast with half of Harlem Hayfield. I'm Mikey. This is Brandon.
Yo.
That's Hugh. And we just got done. Hugh kept us out late last night shooting a music video. As an elderly man, my bedtime is usually around 8 or 9. Not really, but it's might as well be. But we were hanging out in a laundromat late in the evening, past their closing time. The dude was cool enough. Dude was so cool. He was like, "Oh no, whatever you need, I don't care." He's like, "I gotta be in St. Louis at like 11:30. Other than that, hang out." But I remember when we got there, he was like, "I got so and so coming, and these people are coming, and these people are coming." I'm like, "It's gonna be packed in here. It's gonna be," but it was raining like hell, so that cut down on the crowd quite a bit. But I was like, "Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a couple people," and I'm like, you know what? I just trust Hugh's vision. I don't know what he's thinking, but it'll look dope when it's done. So
yeah,
that was like
you got to trust Hugh's vision, because here's the thing: we're all in the band, but we don't have the video skills that he does. If I had a guitar part and I told Chris he should do that and he didn't, I'm able to do it.
Right.
But we tell Hugh, "Hey, I got an idea. Check this out, Hugh. You should probably do this." And then all he has to do is go,
"Cool." So anyways,
and then go on.
I need you to stand here.
Yeah. So you just have to...
And not that I would do that like on purpose, you know what I mean?
No, I know.
The man makes storyboards.
What I'm saying is, like, we just...
Exactly.
We have to... You at some point, you got to just kind of release it all and just be like, "Hey, he's the video guy."
Yeah.
And he's going to do it his way, and it's cool. And it always ends up cool.
But it was
not without fault.
What do you mean?
It's not without fault, because sometimes you're playing the role of a detective and he gets you the office of the in the courthouse of who was it?
It was the Macon County State's Attorney.
Yeah, Macon County State's Attorney, and he had to put some haze. "I got to do a little fog so the lights look better, baby. That's what I got to do. I'm trying to make us stars." And then he runs the fog machine in the Macon County Courthouse.
After hours.
Outside of the door is a smoke alarm.
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
And did you see it when it started flashing?
No,
and
I
being
heard
really
it first.
loud?
Yeah, I heard it.
Well, it didn't say it was a haze alarm, so he just went ahead.
There has been a fire emergency reported in the building. Please evacuate the building.
Harlem Hayfield behind the scenes video
Do
shoot.
not use the elevators.
We just accidentally set off the fire alarm at the Macon County Courthouse.
We don't know that we did this. Someone could have been smoking downstairs.
Yeah, or somebody else did it in this gigantic empty building.
Prove it.
Honestly, I didn't realize the haze from that would set off one of those smoke. I thought it would just be one of the things that would melt and sprinkle or whatever. So I didn't think that because it's not even a fog machine. Because I've set off a smoke alarm with a fog machine before.
Yeah.
But this is a hazer that puts out like a real thin, consistent mist.
Yeah.
And so like we filled the gin mill when we did the other shoot for that music video, and like
a lot taller ceilings.
That's why all the lights look just a little bit nicer than they would have. And so I was just like, that was the one spot where I needed it.
Yeah.
Because I'm really happy with that shot, but all of those shafts of light that make those Venetian blind looks. Like, I was trying to go for that real stereotypical noir look.
Right.
And I was like, gotta have smoke in the room to get those shafts of light. And then I was like,
attention!
Yeah.
Fire alert!
Yeah. Yeah.
There has been a fire. It wasn't even a whoop, whoop, or nothing like that. The alarm was talking the whole time. It was like, "A fire has been detected. Please proceed to the nearest exit."
Yeah.
And that went on for what felt like a half hour.
The best part of that was our other actor, Peggy, was coming, and so I called her,
going okay?
And I was just like, "Hey, it'll be a minute. I'm gonna send someone down to let you in, but we're gonna, deal with this thing." And she goes, "Is that why the whole building is flashing?" And I was like, "Fuck!" And she sent us that video, and you can see every
whole
window.
building was pulsing across the city.
I'm like, I just evacuated the entire building.
I was like, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, this is how we're gonna go to jail. The video stuff, dude, I will say, I mean, when we did Bank Job, and it made it look like a Zoom call and stuff, I was already impressed then. But the videos, and I'm not tooting our own horn, I'm giving you props. They look fantastic.
He's taking your horn.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Toot your horn right now.
Get over here, dude. Normally I toot it myself, and
I
I'm
gave
happy.
Hugh I shouldn't say I gave him an idea. When we were doing the Charlie video, we had Roxy down and all that, whatever. This is what I was talking about a minute ago, but like, you probably don't even remember this, but because you were so busy doing shit.
Oh no, did I shut something down?
I said something
In the
to
backyard.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said something to him about, I was like, dude, you know what I think would be cool is blah, 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 blah. And just real quick, I was like, maybe like, maybe if we all kind of went over here and just kind of, just for a second, just did this. And I remember this very well.
Oh no.
He just looks at me and goes, and then walked off. And I was like, hey.
I don't remember that at all.
Hey. And right then I was like, this motherfucker. I was like, hey, I'm an artistic person. I'm an artist, right?
I have good
Hey,
ideas.
I write songs. I play guitar.
I have good ideas.
I draw.
People like me.
I like to draw. I can
Yeah.
draw good pictures and shit. I'm an
I'm a
artistic
good
person.
friend. I'm a listener.
I just gave him what I thought was a pretty good idea. And this motherfucker looked at me, smiled, nodded his head, and walked away. He didn't even say, fuck you.
Yeah.
None of that.
Nah.
He just walked off. And in that moment, because he was really rattled and busy right
Yeah.
then. And in that moment, I realized I was like, I don't have a goddamn say. You know what I mean? In any of the video shit because
Oh, man.
I don't know how to do it.
Exactly.
I don't know how to do it. That's
Right.
what I was talking about a little while
Yeah.
ago, where if I told Lorash about a guitar part and he were like, I don't think so. Well, I have a guitar and I have the skills and I can play it. I just do it myself.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
with the videos, you tell Hugh, hey, man, you
Right.
should try this. And he's like, he does this and walks away.
Those were words.
Guess what? Your idea.
Yeah.
It didn't make the cut,
man.
motherfucker.
Like, get that magnet,
And
put it on the
dude,
fridge.
hey, I let it go that day. I was like, oh, look, he's got his vision. He's doing his thing. Even though I might have had an idea that I thought was cool, it doesn't matter. Hugh's doing because
Yeah.
he's the only guy who has the skills, the equipment, and all the shit to do the videos.
Yeah.
So and they do turn out great.
And really, like the only time I'm like really like firm about like I can't do that is if I've already got a picture in my head like and I know like okay, like I can't even remember what it was, but if it was like something to do with like everyone over here, like in my head, I'm sure I'd be like, all right, well, how do I
Transition.
How do I transition to show why we were over there in this context when the next shot
Like I
is going to
said,
be this?
Right.
But-
I get that, and
Yeah.
I accepted it that day. That's when I accepted.
But that's
it.
hilarious. I did not realize it. I was just like, oh, nice. And just fucked off.
That's when I
Such a dick move. I'm
That's when
sorry
I
about
accepted
Well,
defeat that
big
day.
brain on you.
It was like
I wasn't trying to big dick you.
I know that, dude. I accepted it. That's when it all came to
God.
fruition. All
God.
in one moment, and I was like, oh, you're not the video guy. And you cannot be the video guy because you don't have the skills or the equipment. He does. And so guess what? Whatever he's thinking
It's
is,
a great
that's
peace
what's
of
gonna
mind,
happen.
though. That I don't have to worry about. I'll pitch you a premise. Like,
Sure.
we should do this and then this. And
Yeah.
He tried
doing
last
this.
night at the laundromat for about 5 minutes. He was like, well, I was thinking we were going to blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
he was
I'm
like,
like,
he was like,
He's like,
Well,
no, it's going to be different. It's going to be cool.
and,
You're
he,
going to love it.
and he was like,
to be
what are
fair,
you going to do?
Yeah.
well, to
You're
be
gonna
fair
do
with
shit.
that one, I've been talking about this one for a while, and in every description of it, I said it will be us playing music very loud in a laundromat and everybody having to move around us.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, you were like, why are there drums here? And I was like, because we're going to be playing music and everyone's moving around
Yeah, I
us. And
completely
you were
forgot
like,
that earlier
I didn't get
conversation.
that. And so it wasn't that I was opposed to that.
I know.
Just
It was
dumbfounded,
like, we're already set up, so it's a little late to change
Hugh
course
said-
now.
yeah, Hugh
Y'all
goes,
don't
"That's
listen to
it's
me."
a little late, man.
Yeah, It's like, I was like, if we would have talked about this earlier,
But
I
then I
probably
was
still would have
immediately-
pushed for it.
the edible kicked in, and I was like,
Yeah,
you know what? I trust you. It's going to be great. Tell me
Well-
where to stand. Tell me when to sing.
It's going to be cool. I actually dude, when I walked into it last night, I was like, all right, okay. I really had no clue. Megan asked me, she's like, you guys are in a laundromat? Like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. In fact, 2 days ago when she asked me that, I was like, I don't even know what song we're doing. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, when I go into videos anymore, music videos,
Yeah.
I talked to him.
Wait
and
for
I'm
the
like,
director.
I'm like,
Right.
what do I need to bring? Do I need a guitar? Do I
Yeah.
need an acoustic? Do I need an electric?
Yeah.
How do I dress?
Right.
Tell me what to do.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
last night was the least, I won't say least prepared because I did a lot of prep work for it, but
Least formal.
it was the, what'd you say?
Least formal.
Yeah, it was the least like locked in detail wise. Like for Countdown, I had a shot by
Countdown
shot
was
schedule.
ridiculous.
The
dude.
countdown was like a fucking.
was
That
a
was
movie.
a whole deal thing.
Yeah. So like, and because we had so many people and so many shots we needed to get,
Yeah.
it was like, we're doing this one first so we can dismiss this extra. Then we're getting your close up and then we need Scott doing this, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
This one was like, there were like 5 shots that I knew like I needed the, kid's
Yeah.
footstep on the floor. I needed one of the kids to slap the dryer to like time out with the
Kind
drum
of like
hit.
Forget Her. But the rest of the staff, you guys just sit around the table,
Yeah,
sing
yeah,
along,
we just needed to
cook food.
look natural.
Yeah.
And so that part of that is like very freeing and like nice.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of stress in that too, because you're like, I hope I'm getting what I need.
I want you to act naturally the way I want you to.
Who was our photography
Yeah.
director guy?
Yeah,
Who was that?
Braden Kralis.
And he's from where?
He lives in Bloomington. He was one of my interns
He was
at
cool.
ISU.
He was cool
Does he work at the college?
No, he just graduated
Oh,
like
okay.
a
Nice.
month ago. So
So he was a great guy. Did
Yeah.
great.
yeah, he's awesome, and like he's talked about doing this for a while, and I was like, I should probably
Take him up on it.
well, I knew I would want to take him up on it someday, but I was like, I don't want to I'm not putting on like a different face when I go to work, but I'm still going to be professional there.
Yeah.
And I would feel like if I had a current student come to work with us,
Yeah.
I'd feel like, okay,
They'd
I
see
can't.
you in a different light.
Yeah, and
kind of
I
thing.
don't want to be I speaking freely around you guys, like it's not professional, so
Right.
I don't want to be, and also like they, I don't want them to feel like pressured to
Man,
come and do it. Like, how
code
my boss
switching.
would be mad. Code switching, yeah, exactly, yeah.
This man's code switching.
Have you heard of that?
You got a different
That's
accent.
that's like the term for like people who have to like change the way they talk and act around different groups of
like
people.
your mom lives in New York, your dad lives in Boston. You put on a Boston episode
It's called
accent when you
code
go
switching?
see your dad.
That's kind of
Yeah,
the
code switching.
term that's being used right now.
If you look on Urban
It's like a new
Dictionary,
thing.
it's on Urban
Yeah,
Dictionary.
it's fairly
You
recent.
have to.
Pretty hip with the kids.
You gotta do that when you work in construction, like your big
Yeah.
jobs for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. I hate it, but you gotta
Yeah.
do that.
Talk like who you think they voted
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I feel that way, like, so I just didn't want a conflict of interest there. But as soon as he graduated, I was just like, hey, I no longer have any authority with
Yeah.
you, so you don't feel any pressure if you want to tell me to fuck
Now
off.
you're a peer.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, if you want to do this, and he was like, hell yeah, let's go.
That's cool.
And so, because he was originally talking about doing the VHS shoot for us,
Oh yeah.
and that one got pushed back. So
what song was
I
that
like,
going to be?
That's gonna be all you need. But the Decatur Inn,
I like the idea of the motel.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
The nice thing about that is it's because they're going to let us use like a center balcony room. So we'll be able to come out, see, it'll be very clear that this is a motel. And then we're
It's going
just,
to look like The Hangover in there.
yeah, I mean, that's something that I'm dealing with and that I will need input on for this is because like I want it to look busy and lived, like I want it to look, trashed, but I don't want it to look like college student film trashed where it's just like as many bottles of alcohol as I can get.
Okay,
You know what
so
I mean?
you're going to want Coke instead of weed.
Right? Yeah.
You make it look like when we used to go on the road with construction crews, like people that are like you're stuck in a hotel room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
not like partying, but like
Yeah.
you might have like
You've been there.
You might have a couple of fucking boxer shorts hanging up on a line in the corner.
Yeah.
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 I
And
mean,
if we
like,
did-
It's
like-
a bender, and you've been there for a minute.
Exactly. Like I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like if we had some extras, if we wanted to have some people, like I think it'd be fun to have someone like with like a hot plate, like making
yeah.
some bacon
Yeah,
or
bro,
some shit.
I will hook you up. I lived in hotel rooms on the road for a long time,
Yeah.
like doing construction shit.
Yeah.
Everybody brought a hot plate.
There's
Like,
your set design right there.
Hell yeah,
Dude, a lot of us would bring microwaves because a lot of hotel rooms don't have them. Like,
that's badass.
yeah, like I can help you with that.
Cool. So
Trust your vision.
I animated the whole thing
yeah.
with like where everyone's gonna be and everything.
Fuck
that
yeah,
way
dude!
I could
I'm so
time
happy
out.
you do that. I I am, because dude, if you didn't do anything like that, them shoots would take all day. Because you're like, well, what if you went like this, and then what if we did this?
Yeah,
and
like
blah,
I
blah,
know,
blah.
like okay,
You're like,
by
no,
the
you
time
stand here, you walk to that bedpost, then you take a left, stop at the dresser. That's when
Well,
you're saying,
yeah.
oh, you need.
yeah, like literally,
you know.
that's why I did it. So
Yeah.
I could say like I could show whoever's going to run the camera.
Yeah.
I can say like, okay, by the time we get to this part of the song, you need to be standing here and pointed at Chris, and then you need to be out of the way so Mikey can walk past you, and then you follow Mikey. Blah blah blah.
Right.
So yeah, I need to be able to show, and that's the hardest part for me is like being able to explain stuff versus
Yeah,
showing
you got to visualize all that shit and then go into detail about everything you're seeing in your head.
Yeah.
Like the coaster's here. There's an ashtray. It's got 3 butts in it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's shirts on the floor.
Well, hey, also, what's the word when we do these videos? Scott, what's his name? Reader. He was saying it all the time when we did the countdown video. When we would stop and then start a new, action, whatever, and they would say a word where like they would change shit on the table and be like, "Oh shit, no, that beer was right there."
Continuity.
They would say it all the fucking time, all night. Continuity.
Yep.
Like, no, your hat was right there. Your coat was on the back of the chair. Put it back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because so much time passes in between takes.
And you don't realize how much shit has moved.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's a huge that's a huge thing. Like sometimes like for bigger productions, they'll have somebody who like that's their whole role is just making sure taking pictures.
It would have to be.
Yeah. Make sure. Okay. Wow. Especially like I'm talking out my ass right now, but I know there was a very specific cataloging of all the different stages of bloody and ripped that John McClane's shirt was for the movie. For sure. Because, he's rolling around in glass. So if they're filming a scene from earlier in the movie, they have to remember, okay, in this scene, he had only injured this part of his body and only ripped this part of the shirt. So you got to have this one today. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. And like, just thinking
otherwise you've got some like fucking weird, what am I trying to say? Like, B side fucking B movie. Yeah. Weird. Yeah.
You
shit.
start,
trauma.
And it's weird stuff. It's stuff that you only notice if it's wrong.
You wonder if like parents see their kids doing those, what 5 things are different in these 2 photos.
Right.
And they're like nailing them every time. Like, I think this kid's got a thing for continuity.
Right.
I think we're going to have to get him into school.
I never really considered that a continuity error thing, but
this kid's got an eye for continuity that I haven't seen since Godfather 2.
Yeah. But I love that nerdy shit. Have you ever noticed like blinkers on a car, like every once in a while, like they change tempo slowly so you'll see them match up every once in a while and then they drift again. It was just during a few seconds of the song, but one of the money, like the coin machines, had this green light, and it was going, you're better off, and it was blinking perfectly in time with the song, and I was just standing back there, and I was like, I'm coming back to film your ass. I'm getting that blinky light on the coin machine.
I'm here for the blinky light.
Yeah.
Six Style was our first, like, okay, we got to plan this shit out.
People still talk about
and
that.
And now, when I'm like, yeah, Hugh does our videos. I don't care who knows.
Last night when we did the
proving yourself, dude.
We're making
whatever.
Yeah. We were doing this video last night at the laundromat, and one of the people who were there is Trevor.
Yeah.
Who is a family friend's child.
Yeah.
And he plays bass now, and he plays in a band or whatever. Anyway, he's been doing a lot of YouTube videos and actually doing really well. He's making money. Yeah. Doing that, like Sonic the Hedgehog videos and shit.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do too.
Anyway,
like, follow, subscribe.
And he's making more than we are.
Right.
Anyway, this kid's 15 years old. He's been doing this for a few years, and his theme song is fucking Six Style. His theme song is Six Style for his video series.
Trevor, you'll be hearing from our attorney.
Anyway, check it out. So this kid's doing this stuff, right? So he's at our video last night. He's, they're doing laundry or whatever while we're doing the thing. And so after the shoot, I was talking to him, And I didn't know that. He told me, he's like, yeah, dude, my theme song for my YouTube shit is Six Style. It's you guys' song. And I was like,
That's
no
amazing.
shit. He was like, yeah. He goes, it has been for a couple years. And I was like, wow. So then,
That's a lot of people hearing our song.
yeah. And dude, he's made quite a bit of money doing this. And so anyway, I get to talking to him, and he's talking about voiceover shit. And I said, do you realize that our record label, like,
Oh, yeah.
the people who own our
They
record
also
label
have a voiceover
own
school.
the biggest voiceover school in the country, right? And he was like, nuh-uh. I was like, yeah. He goes, that's my dream. I said, what's your dream? He goes, I just want to do voiceover work. I said, are you kidding me? He goes, dude, that's all I want to do. I said,
you go.
I think I could point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, oh my God, really? I was like,
Made that kid's day.
bro, I think we can hook this up.
Yeah,
So,
that's pretty
cool.
sure.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That'd be dope. How
Sorry.
old is he? 15?
He's 15. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
Stay in school.
Here's the thing. He's already doing it on YouTube. He's making money.
Yeah.
Like, he's buying dinner for the family and shit.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You know, because he's making money on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
So like that's a kid who hook him up with voice coaches. Shit.
Yep.
That's a match made in heaven.
Looks like we're done. This has been Musicians Forced Podcast. Leave comments, share, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll catch you next time. Deuces.
Later. Smash.
What other band you know sets off the fire alarm in the Macon County Courthouse? We're the baddest motherfuckers alive.